Well, thank you. My name's Harold Johns. I'm a Yankee fan, but I'm still happy to be in Philadelphia today.
Bills fans! You want to play?
Okay. And like the great introduction, I'm in information technology, and our group has done 6 mobile applications so far. And what I'm here today is to share with you kind of some of the learnings we've gotten through them, kind of explain why we think it's important to J&J, talk a little bit about the mobile environment, what's the difference between a native app versus mobile web, and then also hopefully give you guys some tips on how you can be successful in implementing a mobile program at your companies. There we go. So first, the why. Why is mobile important? And these aren't just mobile marketing objectives. These are really just marketing objectives, and we're going to talk a little bit about them from a mobile perspective. Really, I'm just going to go through some examples here. How can you use mobile to increase customer care and stimulate interactions with physicians and patients? One of the ways that we're doing this is if you look at some diseases that are hard to diagnose, like Crohn's disease or even migraine headaches, where you have to kind of have a really good history of the severity and the time of the headache, using a mobile app where a patient can have a type of diary-like application on a mobile device where the patient can record their symptoms, record information about it, and then bring that to their doctor, can help their doctor really diagnose the condition, and then hopefully, of course, lead to sales of your particular drug that treats the condition. On the second bullet here, developing awareness and delivering news. Another area that we're using mobile apps around this is around pneumonia. We have a drug for community-acquired pneumonia, and we're giving doctors an application that they can use to track how pneumonia is spreading throughout the country, so they can kind of hopefully tell the difference between what someone has as just a common cold versus is it really pneumonia, and if so, then they can give our drug, of course. And last, retain customers and increase credibility. This is, I think, really important and something that the mobile can really have a big impact on. We look at our birth control business. It's really important that you take them every day. Otherwise, something can happen. And so the mobile device is a great way for you to sign up for reminders every morning when you wake up or for breakfast to take your birth control pill. But more importantly, as we get more into biologics, we're moving away from once-a-day dosing. We're getting into some products now that have, you get one injectable every 3 months. I can't remember what I'm doing next week, never mind, somehow remember to go back 3 months for my next injection. So looking at how we can use mobile as a channel to help people remember to continually go every 3 months and look at their compliance with their medication regimens. One of the other things that we're using mobile for is really internal, because we talk a lot about our external customers, but we've done a lot of programs internally with our sales force and how they can use an iPhone or an iPod Touch in their everyday life. One of the ways that we're doing that is through what we're calling iTraining. Rather than having that have to be online on their laptop going through training materials, we're doing smaller training materials and videos distributed to the iPod device so that the sales force can look at them, kind of whenever they want. They can just whip it out and see the training. And taking that one step further, we're also repurposing some of our promotional materials into what we're calling an iDetail, where sometimes if the rep doesn't have a laptop or doesn't want to bring this big clunky machine in to talk to the doctor, it's more of a just them kind of talking with the doctor, like, oh, let me show you, and he can take out his iPod and show him a movie or a graph or some kind of interactive thing that helps get a visual that gets their message across. So what makes the mobile environment complex? Well, first, it's that there are so many different types of mobile devices, operating system, browsers, and each one tends to have a little bit different capability. The biggest drawback with mobile devices is if you ever go to a website with your iPhone, does the flash work? No. So if you have a website that is heavily Flash-based, navigation's all in Flash, and even your content's in Flash, that's not going to work on a mobile device, so you've got a problem. Also, there's a lot of different carrier configurations. So the way that you distribute an app is a whole new world for people. Going through the iTunes App Store to get your mobile apps out there to your customers is a new model that people just have to learn. And as a pharmaceutical company, we don't have experience in that because we're not hardcore application developers. And last is really the high degree of transformation. And I think this morning someone touched on it really well in that they said, you look at all the devices and how quickly it changes. Android came out, and the question is are they going to take over the world? Like, if you're building a mobile app, do you build it for an iPhone? Where does Android fit in? So all of these things kind of make it complex in terms of what you should be doing in the mobile space. Just as a quick background, I won't go through all of these, but right now we kind of center on the web. From our group, over the past couple of years, we've centered on the web and the browser as a means of getting and interacting with our customers. Increasingly, as we look worldwide, SMS, text messaging, is important. If you look in Asia Pacific, if you're a worldwide brand, people don't have laptops, people don't have computers, but everybody has a phone that can text, and they text each other all day long. So if you're building a website and expect them to go to it, you're out of luck. You have to have other ways to get your message across. Email is a critical mobile capability. I bet everybody here has checked email 2-3 times already today. And the last two down at the bottom, I think, are great opportunities. Mobile devices now, your phone has a camera, and if you are, say, you're in the dermatology space, it's a great opportunity to start using that to document your symptoms. You can use the mobile device, the camera on your mobile device to take pictures of your rashes or things like that, and help you talk to your doctors about them. Same thing with GPS. Pretty much every one of our sites has a find a doc or find a pharmacy or find a center that specializes in our products. iPhones now have this geolocation tool where they don't have to go and type in their address of where they are. It can just pop up and say, hey, the nearest pharmacy to you is here, or the nearest doctor to you is here. So no presentation would be complete without some graphs and pie charts. Here's the first, just to show how important mobile is in general. The number of people who are looking up news and information on mobile devices has doubled over the last year. But we really care about who's looking up health information. So of that 54 million, over 10 million people are looking up health information. And that includes your patients, your doctors, your caregivers. A couple more stats. 64% of all physicians own a personal digital assistant. So I just want to kind of get a hands up and make this a little interactive. How many people out there have a BlackBerry? iPhone? Other? No, one. So BlackBerry is still seems to be the number one. iPhone is definitely growing. I actually went to my doctor as part of, just a normal checkup. But, when I started working on mobile, I went to him and I said, what do you use your iPhone for? And because every time I go there, he'd whip it out and he'd be looking things up. And he's one of these 70% that say it's essential to their practice. And just a trend, if anybody knows where Doylestown is, that's where I'm from. They're about an hour north of here. Doylestown Hospital actually gave every doctor affiliated with the hospital an iPhone so that they can all be on the same system. They can text back and forth. They can access things together. So even though we see a lot of BlackBerry here, in the medical community, I personally have seen a lot of iPhone adoption. So that's just something to kind of keep in the back of your head. Go ahead.